Have you ever wondered what would happen if the moon collided with Earth? An unthinkable scenario, isn't it? But let's delve into this a little bit. The moon, our closest celestial neighbor, sits a comfortable 238,855 miles away. It's kept in place by a delicate balance of forces: the gravitational pull of the Earth, the centrifugal force of its orbit, and the gravitational influence of the Sun and other bodies in space. But what if, for some inexplicable reason, this celestial ballet were to go awry? What if the moon were to break free from its cosmic dance with Earth and hurtle towards us? It's a scenario that's been explored in science fiction, but what if it could actually happen? Now, let's imagine somehow the moon is on a collision course with Earth. What would ensue? The moon, our closest celestial neighbor, is now hurtling towards us. What's the first thing we would notice? Well, even before the inevitable impact, our planet would start to feel the effects of the moon's increased gravitational pull. It's like a cosmic tug-of-war, with Earth caught in the middle. Imagine the oceans for a second. Normally, the moon's gravity causes tides, pulling the ocean towards it and causing a bulge. But as the moon gets closer, this bulge becomes more pronounced. We would see tides rising higher than ever before, potentially causing massive flooding in coastal areas worldwide. But the moon's increased pull wouldn't just affect the oceans. It would also tug at the Earth's crust, causing increased volcanic activity and earthquakes. Imagine the ground beneath your feet trembling, not from a single quake, but from an unending series of them. Picture the skies filled with ash as volcanoes that have been dormant for centuries suddenly erupt. Now look up. The moon has always been a comforting presence in our night sky, a pale beacon on clear nights. But as it edges closer and closer, this familiar sight would change dramatically. The moon would appear larger in the sky, growing from a small distant object to a looming presence. It would cast a much brighter light, turning night almost into day. And as the moon gets closer, it would also start to move faster in the sky. The days would literally become shorter, with only a few hours of darkness each night. The night sky as we know it, with its constellations and shooting stars, would be forever altered. In the face of such dramatic changes, it's hard to imagine life as we know it continuing. Our planet's climate, weather patterns, and even the length of our days would be drastically altered. As the moon approaches, Earth would become an increasingly hostile place to live. Now, let's move on to the moment we've all been dreading. What happens when the moon finally hits? I warn you, it's not pretty. But that's a story for the next scene. The day of impact arrives. What happens when the moon hits Earth? Picture this: the moon, our loyal celestial companion, now a colossal projectile, collides with Earth. The energy released in this cataclysm is beyond human comprehension. It's like every nuclear warhead in the world detonating at once, but a million times over. This energy is so immense that it vaporizes the moon and a large chunk of the Earth's crust upon impact, creating a crater that spans thousands of miles. But the spectacle doesn't end there. A significant portion of our planet's crust is ejected violently into space. This high-speed debris, some of it molten from the heat of the impact, scatters across the solar system. Some of it escapes Earth's gravitational pull entirely, destined to wander the cosmos forever. Yet a great deal of it remains in our planet's orbit, forming a temporary ring reminiscent of Saturn's famous feature. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the immediate aftermath is catastrophic. As the shockwave from the impact propagates, it triggers global firestorms. Forests, grasslands, cities. Nothing is safe from this all-consuming inferno. The sky turns red, then black, as soot and ash choke out the sun. The initial firestorm eventually subsides, but the world is far from safe. The enormous amount of debris ejected into the atmosphere blocks sunlight for years, perhaps even decades. This creates a nuclear winter scenario, where the surface temperature plummets, causing the surviving plant life to perish. Meanwhile, the oceans, once teeming with life, begin to freeze over, turning our blue planet into a snowball. The once vibrant cacophony of life is replaced by a haunting silence, broken only by the howling wind. in the blink of an eye, Earth would be a very different place. The dust settles, and Earth is still here, albeit changed. What does life look like after the moon's collision? Well, the long-term effects of this cosmic collision would be profound and far-reaching. The moon, as our closest celestial neighbor, plays a crucial role in maintaining the stability of our planet. Its gravitational pull helps to stabilize Earth's tilt, which in turn influences our climate and seasons. Without the moon, Earth's rotation would become erratic, leading to drastic changes in our climate. Imagine a world where seasons are unpredictable or even non-existent. The concept of a year would lose its meaning as we know it. The climate would swing wildly from intense heat to bone-chilling cold, making it incredibly challenging for life as we know it to survive. But it's not all doom and gloom. Life on Earth has proven to be incredibly resilient. Over billions of years, life has survived mass extinctions, ice ages, and meteor impacts. While many species would undoubtedly struggle to adapt to these new conditions, others may thrive. Take, for instance, extremophiles, organisms that thrive in extreme conditions. These hardy life forms could potentially flourish in this post-collision world. They could adapt to the harsh conditions, becoming the dominant life forms on our planet. Or consider the possibility of life evolving to withstand these new conditions. Evolution is a slow process, yes, but given enough time, life has shown an uncanny ability to adapt to even the most inhospitable environments. However, this would be a vastly different world from the one we know. The beautiful blue marble we call home would be transformed into a world of extremes, a world where life must continually adapt to survive. So, the collision of the moon with Earth would not necessarily mean the end of life. Instead, it would signal the beginning of a new chapter in Earth's history, a chapter filled with challenges and changes, but also with the potential for new forms of life. Life, as we know it, would have to adapt or perish in this new world. It's a bleak picture, but is there any silver lining to this cosmic catastrophe? After a pause to let that sink in, let's consider the possibility. The new, drastically altered conditions on planet Earth could potentially give rise to new life forms, ones that thrive in environments unthinkable to us. Over the course of millions of years, our resilient planet might even rebound, healing its wounds and fostering life once again in its womb. But the most important silver lining here isn't about the potential for new life or Earth's remarkable resilience. It's about us, humanity. It's about the urgency and importance this scenario underscores for protecting our home planet and exploring the vast expanse of space. In the face of such disasters, we're reminded of our tiny yet significant place in the cosmos. It underscores the need for us to venture out, to explore, to understand the universe better. While the moon's collision with Earth would be devastating, it reminds us of our place in the cosmos and the need to explore and understand it better.